Cab Sav, 2018 Cab Sav.
We got a bit of a hard road to follow here on the Cab Sav, because the previous Cab Sav did exceptionally well, didn't it?
Yeah, so 16. So 2017, sold all overseas.
Yep.
Not that there's a problem with that, but we basically went, well, if they're gonna, I mean, a sale's a sale.
Yeah.
So, and it's not, we're not leaving anything not leaving Sabella without. So we went on to 2018 vintage.
Yep.
That'll leave us still a couple of years behind the current vintage, which we normally do. We have always been.
So we're releasing 2018 now.
Yeah.
How long is it sat in barrel for?
Having the luxury of our own winery. So basically what I like to do is keep a small portion in new oak, a small portion in old oak, and a small portion in stainless steel, no oak. So that gives me the opportunity to then basically line up all the wines from all the different vessels, and then utilise whichever blend then suits to past vintages and our style.
Yeah. So Dad comes on the tasting
don't get me wrong,
bench.
this never went to bottle without him seeing it.
No, of course.
So that was
He's probably been sneaking in there anyway.
Oh yeah, well that's why I don't put any markings on the tanks, because then he'll just know to go to that tank. So yeah, but so 2018 Cab Sav. So when my father first came to South Australia,
which was
43 years ago.
45
years ago.
1976.
There was a small patch of vines on the property that we still own now.
Which is?
Cabernet.
Where is it?
Well, it's on McMurtry Road.
McMurtry Mile.
That's well along there. Yeah. So the patch of dirt goes from McMurtry Road all the way through to Sand Road, and that's the original 120 acres that my father, his sister, and his brother, when they first came over from Victoria, settled on.
Yeah. So obviously we moved across here, and the Cab Sav was the first.
So there was already these vines were already in the ground then, and they were back then, 45 years ago, they were already 60 years old.
Wow.
So you're talking about Cab Sav, which we've got 8 rows, 700 vines.
Yep.
Solely used and sourced and whatever for this wine.
Right.
So nobody else touches that stuff. That's my little baby that I basically play with every year and look forward to playing with every year and making this wine for Sabella.
All right, let's talk about the wine.
Right.
To me, I mean, Cab Sav is dark anyway, but the colour is obviously very dark.
Yeah. So it is very dark.
And tell me what I should be on the nose.
Right. You tell me what you.
I'll give you the novice rundown.
Yeah, good.
I'm thinking.
Compare it to something that you enjoy.
Oh, it's way stronger than what I enjoy.
No. As in what you can smell.
What I can smell.
What can you smell? Something that you're familiar with.
Black fruits.
Okay.
Is what I'm calling.
Good.
Like a black currant, almost maybe an overripe plum.
Right.
Well.
So you like a cherry ripe chocolate bar.
I hate cherry ripes. Maybe I skewed a little bit.
Not the taste. So dark chocolate, emulsified berries.
Yeah.
Candied fruit.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting candied fruit, but I'm just getting the real dark berry fruit.
Okay.
Been growing some amazing raspberries, just by the way.
Oh, well, in your backyard?
In my backyard, yeah.
Way to go.
I planted them next to the passion fruit. Passion fruit died, dog ate it, but the raspberries have gone absolutely mental. Got 3 punnets just
Raspberries?
Raspberries. Blackberry is what I'm getting.
Okay, blackberry, good.
So what do the tasting notes say? I'm going to ask you what the tasting notes say, and then I'm going to ask Dad what he thinks.
Okay. So really, you want to incorporate an entire spectrum of food flavours. That's what you try to do when you make a wine, because if you're one-dimensional, and like what you just told me, cherry ripe, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Right? I can put you off straight away. I can put anyone off straight away.
That's a real good point.
But at the same time, I can't actually please everyone with my wine. So at the same time, I need to give you a guide.
Yeah.
And I need to point you in a direction that you're going to feel comfortable with.
Yeah, right. I just get to the point.
Well, smoked cold meats. You're looking at like a kind of a feeling like of an old leather bag.
I've heard that before, and I just.
So you know when sometimes you've gone to your...
Someone said the old leather couch. Just imagine yourself sitting back on the old leather couch, having a cigar.
Your pop's house or something like that. And you can always remember that smell when you go into their lounge room.
The plastic on there.
Yeah. Yours did too, did you? Right. So at the same time, then you want a kind of a long palate. You want stuff to last on your back palate. That's where I was talking about dark chocolate. Because when you eat dark chocolate, like when you had that brie, it stays there. It lingers.
Okay.
So you don't want it. You don't want the palate to be short and go.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't really know what I've had there. What's,
All right, about Dad. Come on, Dad. You tell me what you're smelling.
I'm not a winemaker.
No, that doesn't matter. Neither am I. But that's why people like to hear from.
Yes, for me, when it leaves the palate, the taste after you drink the wine, you want to go back and drink it again.
To me, that was remarkably soft.
Yes.
Right. So that's pretty much synonymous with our cab.
Right.
And our
so
style of cab.
it doesn't seem. I could be completely wrong, which has happened once before.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be a great deal of tannin.
People overlook Cabernet straight away because it grows as a very tannic fruit.
Yeah.
It's very, very grippy, very astringent. And if it's not made right, it can be very green and harsh. So that's why a lot of people age their Cabernets first. They hold them in their racks and that, and they won't touch a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old Cabernet for a long time. But going back, when it comes to the winemaking, by keeping the wines separated into 3 or 4 or 5 different batches from the same block, it gives me an opportunity to then go, well, that's working a lot better after 8 months, that's working a lot better after 12 months, that's working a lot better, let's leave that alone, let's add that later. There's no reason for my father and I, or Sabella as a whole, to basically put something in a bottle and on a shelf just to fill up some space.
Yeah, well, you're not trying to push it out the door.
That's right.
You don't
that's
have
right.
to.
We're not part of
3,000 containers out by a certain date, do you?
No, and that's where we've never been. We've never been that. We want to basically uphold and maintain that value for money and quality.
Yeah. So
in the whole.
Sell it off. What do we?
Sell it off. I mean, look, I don't want to.
So what's the Sabella optimum? What would you? It's drinking beautifully now.
So already it's 2 years old. It's got already 2 years on the actual wine itself before it's been released. So I don't want to offer a wine that to clients or consumers or the general public and basically ask them to sell the wine for 5 years before they enjoy it.
You don't make wine that's not ready to drink.
No, I want, and that's what we've always been in the belief of, because bottom line is we release a wine ready to drink.
This is, for a cab, is very, very easy to drink.
Yeah, no, that's 2016, 2015, 2014. I mean, that's how we want our Cabernet to be.
So pairing
good.
food-wise,
okay.
I'm thinking we're looking at some sort of...
You're looking at some, cured meats, you're looking at bread, you're looking at more hearty goodness of, so we've got prosciutto, we've got leg ham,
salami.
We've got salami and
is it Petrucci and Brothers salami?
Oh, well, yeah, part of it is, yes.
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
The red gold that they
I
make.
would be disappointed if it wasn't.
It is.
Yeah, we'll still do prosciutto.
Yeah, no, tell us about that.
Yes.
We used to kill the pig years ago, but not anymore now. We just get a pig from the butcher. We still do the traditional Italian prosciutto.
Yeah, so you have a day, don't you? Where
That's
the
right.
family gets together.
It's a big weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make prosciutto, salami.
Yep.
Capocollo.
Yeah, I've always tried to get a little bit. It was extremely difficult to get it.
We still keep the traditional Italian.
Yeah.
You need to be included in the day's work for you to get paid with the
It's obviously why I never got any.
sausages. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there was a labour involved.
That's right.
That explains it. All right, so where am I starting? I'm going to go straight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. So then you'll basically see how the seasoning and the salami and the cured prosciutto and all of that complements the Cabernet because of light tannins, but it's also got the flavours and stuff that go along with it.
The spiciness of the
Yeah, that's right.
salami just brought out the fruit straight away.
Good. And that's we like that. We like that because the biggest problem is having something that having a wine that basically can't stand up for itself. I mean, a lot of people ask me, "Oh, why don't you use a lot of French oak?" Because of the way that we grow the fruit and the intensity of the actual fruit, the delicate features of French oak will just get consumed completely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like to muck around with some French oak, but the majority, 85% of all my oak is American oak.
The tan and the bokeh is wonderful, and the percentage, 15.5 alcohol.
Oh, that's what you're looking for.
I love heavy wines.
You're looking for a good time.
Yes, why not?
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Each their own. I actually, because I'm a bit girly, I like a little bit lighter wine. But as you guys have explained to me that my palate would eventually evolve, I'm finding that this is extremely easy to drink.
Yeah, it's a little bit deceptive.
I don't ever look at the alcohol content because I don't really care, but I wouldn't say this was a 15 and a bit. I don't taste the alcohol.
Yeah, and that's where you've got to find the balance between having a wine that has got all the fruit flavours and the structure and the palate length, as well as trying to maintain the alcohol level that doesn't become too hot.
Yeah.
And burn.
Yeah, well, there's none of that.
Yeah, so that's where.
Right, yeah.
I mean, look, putting these blends together, it's a good month, 2 months of just ratting my brain. I'll make a blend. I'll go back to it. I'll have another look at it. I'll change it again.
You think you're happy with it?
Yeah,
You'll come
exactly
back a
right.
couple of days
And see,
later.
that's what actually happens because as you're doing it, the wine changes again. Your palate changes again. You'll get a different perspective and a different spectrum in regards to how you're looking at it.
No, that's a remarkable wine. And your previous Cab Sav won a few awards, didn't it?
It did. Yep. We've had some good success with our Cab Sav. So in 2008 and 9, our 2005 Cab won one of the top awards in Australia, which was the George Mackey Trophy. So that was awarded to us by Wine Australia or the AWBC. So that was nice.
Yeah.
You know, having a small boutique wine producing family-owned company take out that gong was really nice. So
and it really helps the area as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even talking to Jeff from Pyramid, and when they won a big award, all he cared about was it brings focus on McLaren.
Yeah, and see, we've had, and during that period of time, that 2 and 3 year period, we've had 2 Jimmy Watson trophy winners come from McLaren. We've had a whole heap of prestigious overseas awards.
Yeah. Putting us on the map, didn't it?
Exactly
Yes.
right.
I'm really happy that I got to experience once again the amazing small woods mixed with probably one of the best cabs I've had for a long time.
Oh, good, mate. I'm glad.
No, I wouldn't pick it as you both will. I wouldn't pick a cab off the shelf.
Of course.
But I might pick the Sabella when I see it next, I reckon. Not that I ever have to, but
They just arrive.
they just magically appear on Christmas Day.
That's it.
Yeah.